Yo, yo. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, oh yeah. What do we got in today? What's up, Mikey? Hey Adam, what's up? Cool. What are y'all trading today? Alright, let's take a look at the general market here real quick. You know, we had a little bit of a red day yesterday. We're getting a lot of weakness in the tech sector, mostly because Netflix has been getting smoked out. So, you know, Netflix had earnings out. So Netflix dropped, let's see, 405 down to 345. So, you know, this thing has broken a couple levels of support here. I mean, this has been a really resilient stock over time. But you know, you can see like this is kind of your pre-market lows here. If you break under this thing, you'll probably get, you'll probably get a little bit of action to the downside on this. This has never been that easy of a stock to short, but it is a little slow out today, but that's causing the weakness in the QQQs. So, you know, you'll see like really, right, you're seeing some heavy weakness, and that's coming from the Netflix. And that can actually, you know, we've been trading a lot of these like kind of IQs and some of these stocks. Like IQ had some good earnings out yesterday, but even it's getting kind of smoked out on that Netflix news. So that's just something you'll have to kind of keep an eye on. Beyond really the Netflix, there weren't that many decent gappers today. You know, this GT looks okay, but nothing I would play. RDFN. Right, see like when you get these gappers like this, these are just not clean enough. So like all of these are pretty much, you know, unplayable. Now earnings season is starting, so you know we'll have some juice here, but like today it's looking slow. This is one of those days you kind of keep peeking outside, and you know if you get a chance to run out to the beach or something, you do it, because there's not too many plays out there. My favorite for today is this ZTO. We had a big rip on this thing yesterday on the flat top breakout. And so we got, see how you kind of tested this level quite a few times. So you broke out over here. It had a great range from 2220 to about 2270. So something like this, if it goes red to green today, so you can see it's opening up slightly weak. If you see this thing and the weakness gets bought, it goes red to green. I think that's going to be something that's pretty good. You know, we have our own program for our students that we trade on. It's called App Trade Llewellyn. But I think this one will be your favorite. I keep an eye on this AAOI. It's still hanging out. Now, the thing with AAOI is it needs a bust over this 50. But with the weakness in the tech sector, you may not get that today. So it may take a couple days. You know, this SFIX is still hanging around. It makes actually a pretty good trader. You know, you'll see it like work real well off these flags and stuff. This is something you probably need to keep on your watch list for the next, next couple weeks, I think. Docu, wait for it to break over this range over here. This is another one that's a tech sector. So how you want to see this, and this happens a lot. Like say Netflix holds this support and starts to ramp back up, then what'll happen is it'll take the tech sector with it, and all the little tech stocks that you have on your list will go red to green, and you'll be able to really take a run on it. It's SRPT. This news looking like a hoe. Yeah, it's a little slim pickings today. Some of these retail stocks look okay. So, you know, you're seeing some of these things like with Lulu and stuff, but they're not the easiest day traders. They have some range, and they're definitely setting up, but these typically make a little bit better swings than day traders. But I noticed a few people sent me these. Like this RL looks actually pretty good. It's kind of pulled back to its MAs and starting to peak out over this level of resistance. You know, if it could kind of get over that 130, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see this back into the 140 range. But these are like not my ideal type of day traders. The one I do like today, so this INNT, somebody's just mentioning this, but this thing got smoked out yesterday. You are starting to see this thing gap up. If you get a big spike in this thing, you know, $1 or $2, I start looking at it for potential a potential rollover. You may see this thing kind of flood back down and get back down into these 8s. So, you know, I'd be looking possibly to short a spike into that one if you get a big enough one. See, there were a lot of kind of spike and fades like this Cali yesterday, so you got to be really careful like when you're trading these small caps. I know a lot of you guys are mentioning this. With the small caps, don't marry them. Like, you know, take your flag patterns and just dip and rip because they come all the way back down. You know, these things are hoes for a reason, right? See that empty seller? If you can catch it on the upswing, it's awesome. Just once they start to crack, like, stay out of it, you know. These things can have monster rippers, but also it goes back the other way. But I'm not seeing necessarily anything too crazy that I'd like today. So probably the ZTO is my fave. And then we'll see if Netflix starts to rebound and gets these techs back up. If that happens, then, you know, we may see like a bounce, a secondary bounce in this IQ. Otherwise, you know, we'll have to kind of just chill out for the day. Hey, Johnny Gavros, let me see what about this Momo. Momo looks, to me, this is a tweener. See how like you're just kind of stuck in range right now? You know, you gotta, I guess we gotta see which way it breaks before we know. Oh, yeah. What's everybody else watching? Yeah, Llewellyn, most of the people use TC2000 for their charting, so, you know, that's going to be probably your main one. And you know how this kind of happens. Even if your watch list is a little bit light, you know, over the next hour, things will shape up. You know, you'll start to see things kind of pan out. You just got to give them time sometimes, because you know how something looks pre-market doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to shape up in an hour. So, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. So, you know, you kind of keep a list of stuff, and you know, we may have to run some secondary scans if we start to see a little heat in the market. As Clips looks okay, you know, if it busts over 15, it trades with almost no volume. So it's just the lack of liquidity sucks. It can be a super rundy. Hey, Paul. Hey, I got a couple students. Paul Anthony, you're in San Jose, San Francisco, aren't you? I think you have a 408 area code. I have a couple students that wanted to meet up. I gave them your email. If that's cool with you. Well, I mean, I already did it, so. This Roku looks alright. I don't know. It's a grinder. You know when you're stuck in the meat grinder like this, you just kind of go up a little bit every day? Not enough action for me to day trade. Ah, what the fuck? All right, peoples. I got to get going. Be good today. There ain't much out there, but things should shake out in a little bit. I might take a gander at this IQ on the dip. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom.